Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Brandon Smith, and I am your new favorite realtor. And today I'm giving you my spring market update. Now, in the past, I would do it month by month, but instead of doing that, I want to try something different. I don't want to data dump you guys to death. I kind of just want to go over a few trends and then end it off to what I see kind of happening as we go into the summer. Okay, first and foremost, I am located in Northern Virginia, if you guys didn't know that already. So that's where my perspective will be coming from, even though a lot of this is going to be applicable to a lot of cities and counties across the country. The first trend I want to go over is inventory being low. It is still really low. We thought maybe as we got into the spring and summer, we would start seeing more, and we are seeing more, but there's still really slim pickings when it comes to single family houses, townhomes, even townhome style condos. Condos and apartments or apartment style condos, we have seen a decent amount, but they're still pretty low. I mean, it's really, if the property is desirable, you're going to be seeing multiple offer situations across the board, and it is still a seller's market, meaning that they do have the leverage. So you're not going to be able to negotiate advantageous terms for a buyer that you may have been able to in the past. Okay, trend number two, interest rates are still low. So this is really good for buyers because we did see them ticking up kind of in that latter March, early April, but they have started to fall again, and it really looks like they're going to stay between that 3 and 3.5 for a little while now. And if you look at a historical chart, this is really historically low interest rates. Anything between or anything under a 4% interest rate is really good. So if you are motivated to buy, this is a good time from a financing standpoint. It's just not the best time in terms of, finding exactly what you want. But just consider all things if you're on the market right now. And if you have to pay a little bit more, let's say you have to pay 10 to 20,000 more for a property, factor in that you are getting a low interest rate. So that same property, even if it's $20,000 less in the future, which it probably won't be, but even if it's $20,000 less in the future, if you had a full point higher of an interest rate, in the long term, you may end up paying more for that property. So you really have to factor in all the different factors, I use factor twice, when you do or when you are thinking about buying a home. Okay, kind of piggybacking off of the two. Okay, kind of piggybacking off of the two earlier trends, home prices. Home prices are not going down, and they're not going down anytime soon. As long as we have low supply and high demand, they're going to do nothing but appreciate. We're seeing homes still go for over list price, multiple offer situations. It's not in a place where we're going to see them go down anytime soon. So if you're one of those people out there like, oh, I'll just wait for the market to correct later this year, as long as we're still seeing inventory low and buyer demand high, home prices are going nowhere but up. Okay, so advice for buyers in this market. You really have to stay optimistic. Don't fall in love with every property you see, and any property you submit an offer for, realize that you can lose. It's not a situation where you're entitled to win everything you submit for. So you have to stay optimistic. Consistency. You have to stay consistent. We send properties as soon as they come on the market to our buyers. So you have to really be paying attention to the market just like we are. If you see something that we send you, or even if you're not working with us, if you're looking on the market, if you see something, make sure that you're trying to get in there, as soon as possible, and consistently look every day at what's coming up on the market because it's slim pickings. It's really first come first serve. So you want any competitive edge you can get. Persistency. That's not a word. Being persistent. So you want to stay persistent. Kind of piggybacking off of the optimism. If you lose one offer, don't let that discourage you from submitting another offer to another property or keep looking on the market. If you really need to move, you need to stay persistent and you need to keep submitting offers for properties that can work for you. And then last but not least, you got to stay realistic. If this is a market where you may not get everything you want, so you really need to hunker down and figure out what you need because if you have to move, you don't have time to be wasting, nitpicking through these properties about things that you may be able to change in the future or something cosmetic. We call it 80-20. You're never going to get everything you want, but if you get 80% of what you want and there's no deal breakers in that 20%, then you really need to consider submitting an offer and be decisive in your needs and wants. Really know what you need and know what you want, so when you see it, you can submit an offer and not have any regrets, later down the road. Home sellers. Okay, if you've been thinking about putting your home on the market, now is the time. Don't wait until later in the year or wait until next year. If you can move, now is the time to move. Put your house on the market and consider renting for a couple of years. That is the best approach because no one has the crystal ball. We can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. We can't tell you what's going to happen in a month. So you really need to take advantage of the seller's market we have now and take advantage of having all the leverage, because we're seeing situations where people waive all their contingencies and escalate over list price. So we may not see that in a year. We may not see that in 2 years. So take advantage of the market right now if you're thinking about selling your house, and go ahead and find an agent and get your house listed. Okay, so what do I see happening in the future? Honestly, I just see more of the same. Doesn't seem like we're going to have a spike in inventory anytime soon, with the eviction moratorium being extended and also forbearance on mortgages seeming like they're just tacking on the payments to the end of the loan. We're not going to be in a situation where a lot of people are going to be foreclosed on at the same time. So inventory is just not, there's just nothing telling us that it's going to like spike. I don't want to use spike again, but boom up to the point where now we have a bunch of houses, and then new construction prices are going up. Lumber prices are high, construction material costs are high. So it's not a situation where we're seeing a lot of developments coming up. There are some, we do see new construction, and those are being scooped up too. So if you want to, consider that, definitely act fast as well, because delivery dates just keep going further back. Some are well into 2022 now. So in terms of future trends, I just see more of the same as we continue on in the year. Maybe next year it'll be something different, but for the rest of this year, I still think we'll have low inventory and high buyer demand. Okay, like I said, didn't want to data dump you guys with this market update. And honestly, it's Sunday morning. I just felt like I had to put a video out. So I just want to real quick tell you a couple of trends and, a couple of things for buyers, sellers, and just get that content out there. As always, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or rent real estate, look no further, because I am your new favorite realtor. And I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys have a great month. Hope the rest of this year is great. You guys stay easy. Deuces.